Hello, everyone. This is Jerry, the Night Vision Phantom, bringing you another round of video. I thought I'd actually dive into a specific topic today that, um, 20 years later, I want to say, give or take a year or so, maybe, still annoys me to this day. Um, I'll preface it by saying I have all respect for law enforcement. I'm happy that they're out on the streets protecting and serving in 99% of capacity. But this is one of those times where I really do believe that the police officer was thoroughly in the wrong, and I simply didn't have the ability to argue my case or have the credibility that 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 could have won me that case. So I already gave the spoiler that I lost this fighting in court over this traffic violation. I don't remember how much it was. I want to say it was in the hundreds of dollars, maybe 150, something like that. But the story goes that this was back, yeah, about 20 years ago. I want to say I was giving my mom a ride to work. I was just coming back home from giving my mom a ride to work when I'm just driving down this long main road back towards my home, and I'm going this way. And to my right, there is a cop at the intersection at a stoplight, and I'm going like this. I'm going like this, and the cop seems to pull too far out to the past the stop sign, and here I am, and he's kind of going a little bit too fast to make me think he's actually going to stop. And so here I am going north, or I think, presume, am I going north? I don't remember. Going in north or south direction, and here's this cop going a little bit too close, a little bit too fast for comfort, towards past the stop sign. And here, what am I doing? I'm driving, and I swerve out of the way. So I'm going like this, and I swerve out of the way, going past the cop. And what does this do? The officer wonders, why did that guy swerve like that? And so he gets up behind me, turns on his lights. I pull over. There was no place to pull over except at the far end of the one lane of the road. So he gets out, and one of the first things he says is, "I thought you were an early morning drunk. You're up back there swerving." I think I tried explaining my case. Hey, it looked like you were driving too fast to the corner. I swerved out of the way to hit you. I don't drink, or at least I didn't drink that day. I very, very, very rarely drink. I'm not just saying that to defend myself or try to justify anything, but this was truly the one time where I think I was in the right, um, just not wanting to get hit. And I think if I just kept driving straight on that road, he wouldn't have hit me. He did stop in time. But I didn't know that. The cop was going way too fast, and he hit the brakes way too soon or way too late, and it just made me think he was going to hit me. So what do you know? I get the ticket, and like I said, it's probably like 150, 170, something like that. Obviously, I didn't want to pay it. I think I was making close to minimum wage at that time, and that's a lot of money for a guy for over something like that. And so I wanted to see how well I could go to court and defend myself on this charge, feeling righteous indignation on it. And so I didn't actually know how arguing a case in court was, so I was quickly humbled by how unprepared I was to state my case. The officer was there to back up his side of the story. I guess he had the state prosecutor, some lady, presumably she was the prosecutor, and there was the judge who I think did a poor job at handling it all. So I explained my situation that I explained to you, and basically the prosecution thought that I was just being speculative, and I think because the police officer being um, by default having more uh, credibility than me, instantly got on the judge's side. But there was actually a little bit of hope for me because something I never saw a judge do before. At least he said he was going to do it. I really don't think he did, but he told me that he was going to go to that intersection himself and look, probably presumably the next day or next couple of days. He was going to go down that intersection and look at it himself to see if what I said held any kind of weight. And lo and behold, probably a week later, so I get a letter in the mail saying, "We've made our decision. You're going to pay up. We still believe the officer was right in this charge." And so, like I said, I did wind up paying. At the time, was a lot of money for me. I wasn't making that much. I don't think I was working. Maybe I was working full time, but if I was making peanuts. But it just made me realize how inadequate, how unprepared I was for going to court. The only other times I've ever been to court was when I was on a jury trial, and that was a fun trial, 6-week trial, believe it or not, which I thought was, which I might make that into a video. I never realized it. I might make it into a video. That sounds like a fun idea. But in this case, um, I still, to this day, 20-ish years later, I wholly believe that I was in the right here. I believe that cop just went too fast down the street, stopped too late, and gave me cause to want to swerve out of the way thinking I was going to hit him. But the law didn't agree with me on that, and so I had no choice but to pay up and move on. And presumably, it's not on my record anymore. Those points have been struck from the record. It might still be on my record at some point, and I don't know. How does that work? But anyways, that's just a quick video of how I wanted to share um, why I feel to this day. There's obviously I need to move on. There's no reason to hold on to it. Bless that officer. I hope he's doing well. He's probably retired by now. He was probably in his late 30s, early 40s at that time. I want to say probably in his 40s at that time. So he's probably nice and retired by now. But and that judge is for sure retired. He looked like he was an old man when I was there. So bless them. They were, this is one of those things where in the eyes of the law, I was guilty, and that's it. But that's all I have to say about it. Thank all of you for this listening, and I hope all of you have a really nice day. Take care, and like a phantom of the night, I must disappear. Have a good one.